projects deliver outputs. Programs deliver transformation. Miss the difference and you will manage busy work forever. You just got promoted to program manager. Your boss hands you a folder with 6 projects, 3 vendors, and a budget that makes your palms sweat. You open the first page and realize nobody told you how this whole thing is supposed to flow from beginning to end. That gap between running projects and running a program? That is exactly what the program lifecycle fills. And once you understand it, everything about program management starts making sense. Before we walk through the lifecycle, let us clear up something that trips people up constantly. A project delivers a product, a service, or a specific result. A program is a collection of related projects managed together to achieve benefits you could never get by running them separately. Think about it this way: when Microsoft built Azure, that was not one project. It was dozens of projects across infrastructure, security, developer tools, and global data centers, all coordinated under one massive program. The program lifecycle is the structured path that takes something like that from a rough strategic idea all the way to measurable organizational value. PMI's standard for program management lays this out in 3 core phases, and each one has a very specific job. The first phase is program definition. This is where everything gets shaped before real execution begins. You start with program formulation. Someone at the executive level has a strategic objective, and you figure out whether a program is the right vehicle to achieve it. A business case gets built. Stakeholders get identified early, not as an afterthought. Then comes program planning, where you create the program management plan, the benefits realization plan, the financial framework, and the governance structure. You are essentially designing the blueprint for how multiple projects will work together. Most program managers who struggle later can trace their problems back to a weak definition phase. They skipped the architecture and jumped straight to construction. I watched a healthcare company launch a digital transformation program with barely 2 pages of planning. Within 4 months, 3 of their 5 projects were pulling resources from each other and nobody could explain what the program was actually supposed to deliver. Definition is not bureaucracy. It is the foundation that keeps everything from collapsing. The second phase is program benefits delivery. This is where the real action happens. Projects within the program get initiated, executed, and closed, sometimes in waves, sometimes in parallel. Your job as a program manager is not to micromanage each project. It is to coordinate dependencies, manage risks that span across projects, and make sure the program keeps delivering incremental benefits along the way. This is a critical distinction. Programs do not wait until the very end to show value. Benefits should be flowing during execution, not just promised for someday later. A retail company I worked with ran a supply chain optimization program. While one project was redesigning warehouse layouts, another was rolling out a new inventory system. The program manager tracked benefits monthly: reduced shipping times, lower holding costs, fewer stockouts. Each project contributed a piece, but only the program-level view showed how those pieces created real business impact. During this phase, you are also managing component transitions. When a project finishes, its deliverables need to be integrated into the larger program and eventually into ongoing operations. If you treat project closure as the finish line, you lose the benefits somewhere in the handoff. This phase demands constant alignment between what each project is producing and what the program promised to the organization. The third phase is program closure. And this is the one most people rush through or skip entirely. Closure means consolidating all program benefits and confirming they have actually been realized, not just delivered, but realized. There is a massive difference. You can deliver a new CRM system, but if the sales team is not using it 6 months later, the benefit was never realized. During closure, you release resources, close contracts, archive documentation, and conduct a thorough lessons learned review. You also transition any remaining activities to operational teams. The closure phase is where organizational learning happens. PMI research shows that organizations with mature closure practices are significantly more likely to meet their strategic goals on the next program. Skipping this step means you keep repeating the same mistakes with fresh budgets. Now, there is something that runs through all three phases like a thread through fabric, and that is program governance. Governance is not a phase itself. It is the continuous oversight structure that operates from day one until final closure. It includes the program steering committee, decision-making frameworks, stage gate reviews, and escalation paths. Governance answers a simple question: who decides what and when? Without it, a program drifts. Priorities shift without documentation. Scope expands without approval. Stakeholders lose confidence because nobody can explain how decisions are being made. Strong governance does not slow things down. It actually speeds up decision-making because the rules are clear before problems arrive. Think of governance as the operating system that the three phases run on top of. So here is what you should do right now. Take whatever program or large initiative you are involved in and map it against these three phases. Ask yourself, did we define this properly, or did we skip straight to execution? Are we tracking benefits during delivery, or just hoping they show up at the end? Do we have a real closure plan, or are we planning to just move on to the next thing? Write those answers down. That single exercise will show you exactly where your program is strong and where it is quietly falling apart. The lifecycle is not just theory from a textbook. It is the difference between a program that delivers lasting value and one that burns through money and leaves everyone wondering what happened. That's a wrap. Thanks for watching. If this gave you one idea you can use today, hit like and subscribe. See you in the next one.